Hey there, crypto traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Also home to the best crypto community and the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors. Today is Thursday, September 26th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing XRP and my sell price targets. We're going to be discussing my entire exit plan. I did a similar video for one of my MJ stocks, and a lot of people really liked that video, and I had a lot of requests to do one for some other stocks and some other cryptos, and another one that was super popular was XRP. And XRP is my largest crypto holding in my portfolio. It's even larger than my entire MJ portfolio combined. So this is my, this is me being fully transparent that it's my biggest holding, and we'll get right to it. So before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Also, there'll be links for these in the description, but if you go to the Pow Group YouTube channel, click on the links, you can go down and see them here as well. But these are trusted embedded links. So if you're looking for a great place to buy XRP, I recommend Wealthsimple here in Canada. And if you use my link, you can actually get a $25 funding rewards for just using $100. So if you put $100 in, you get 25 bucks. There's also Uphold and Tangem. Tangem's a hardware wallet where you control the private keys, so not your keys, not your crypto, and it's very economical. It's very cheap, and it's very simple to use. I highly recommend that as my number one hardware wallet, and it's the best place to hold XRP yourself, right? If it's on an exchange like Uphold or Wealthsimple, they control the private keys, so it's not technically yours. And if you go to my link here for Tangem, it already has the 10% baked into it, so you should see 10% off the wallet. But if not, you can always just put in POW as the code, and you'll get 10% off, and it helps support the channel. So we'll jump into the chart here. This is the exact same basically illustration that I did for my previous video for one of my MJ stocks, and I thought I'd roll with this similar sort of setup here. So I took quite a bit of time to go over this, my sell targets. I usually had my first take profit around $5, $4. So I went through and I made, I put pen to paper and I made this official. And I'm going to be able to reference back to this. And I highly encourage you to do the same, right? This isn't me telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm not telling you to follow me, follow me, not follow me. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying, this is my plan, and we'll go over it here. And, it's basically, it's not a one size fit all is what I'm trying to say, right? You have to kind of tailor it to your situation. And if you have, let's say, a little bit less XRP, well, your first initial profit taking level might not be at $4 like mine is, right? It could be at $10. If you have just a very small amount of XRP, then maybe it's at $20. And one thing you should never do is compare yourself to other people. And in this video, this is just an example. I don't have 10,000 XRP. I could have more, I could have less. I try not to tell people exactly what I have. I just put a target on your back. So we'll just use an example based on 10,000 XRP. But everything else will be pretty much accurate. So all of my take profit levels are accurate, and the percentages, and my average is 42 cents. So we'll just go through some of my general thoughts here before we go into the example. So first of all, I have a crypto account. So I have multiple hardware wallets. I have a Tangem wallet, I have a Ledger Nano, and I have a SecuX wallet. And then I also hold some XRP on Wealthsimple. And that's just so that, it's a very small amount on Wealthsimple, but once price starts to get going and we see new potential all-time highs, then I have some on the exchange ready to sell, right? So that's, and it's good. It's a good idea to have multiple exchanges. So I use Wealthsimple, I use Uphold, I use BitGet, what else? Coinbase. So you have a few different platforms in case one's bogged down or going under maintenance or it's congested, and if you're not able to sell or something like that, you have a few different platforms, and then multiple hardware wallets, always a good idea. And just having those accounts ready to go, make sure you're KYC'd, make sure that the accounts are verified, and then that way you can use it whenever you need to, right? So most of my crypto is on hardware wallets, but I would say maybe 5 to 10% of my crypto is on an exchange. And that account, when I sell, it's going to be a cash account. So it's just my regular crypto account. When I do sell, it will incur capital gains. So you have to factor that in, right? So these are my profit taking levels. for that account. So I do have an RRSP. I'm Canadian, so this will be Canadian terms. An RRSP is a registered retirement savings plan, and a TFSA is a tax-free savings account. So an RRSP, the idea there is that you hold it for X amount of time, and then you take it out whenever you retire, because you get taxed when you take the money out. Therefore, if you're retired, you're no longer generating an income, so your tax bracket's going to be lower. Versus if you take out money of your RSP, if you take money out of that while you're working, it adds it on to your total income for that year, right? So you're taxed at a higher bracket. So that's the idea with an RRSP. TFSA, the idea there is you're allowed X amount of dollars per year or lifetime. I've maxed my TFSA out, so I will get an extra, $6,000 or $7,000 worth of contribution room in 2025. And my plan is to save that TFSA contribution room for an inevitable XRP ETF. And generally, Canada is one of the ones that launched ETFs first. If you remember Bitcoin and Ethereum, Canada was one of the first to launch them, and then other countries started to launch them. The US was after. So something similar, I'm waiting for potential for XRP ETF to be launched here in Canada. I'm hoping that that's the case. And then I'll be saving that TFSA contribution room to add XRP. And when I add XRP to my TFSA, that's going to be tax-free savings, right? So all the gains in that account are tax-free. So I'm going to be taking full advantage of that. I'll be holding that one mega long term, and I'll be holding that till at least 3 digits, so at least $100 XRP. And then I'll probably buy a little bit in my RRSP once we get an ETF as well, and then that'll be for whenever I retire, right? And then I might do a similar situation depending on when the ETF gets, whenever it launches. It depends on what the price is at that time, right? If it launches in 3 months, maybe the price is at, $1 or $2. If it launches in a year, then maybe price is at $10. Like, it's going to change my strategy drastically. So if I do end up buying it in an RRSP or a TFSA, I'll keep everybody posted. But this is based on my current cash account and my taxable account. So for an example, so I do have an average. That's my average, 42 cents USD. That's correct. And then I use the example of 10,000 XRP. So like I said, I could have less, I could have more than 10,000 XRP. But for this example, this is what we'll run with. So my average is 42 cents. So let's say you have 10,000 XRP. The average at 42 cents would be an initial cost basis, and average of $4,200 is what I paid for those 10,000 XRP. So the first take profit level will be at $4. And I know it says 4.04. I just, it's kind of hard to get it on the chart, but 4 means 4, 4.04 means 4, 7.12 means 7. These just round them down to the lowest number, right? Or to that number that's at the front. So 19. So my numbers are 4, 7, 11, 19, 26, and 35. So first take profit, $4 initial investment. That'll be 1,050 shares. And then that'll give me my $4,200. That's my initial investment. The rest I let ride, and it's essentially a free trade. So that leaves me with 8,950 shares left out of the 10,000. I'm going to be holding 500 XRP for $100, or the equivalent of 50,000. I'll be holding 100 XRP. And again, this is just an example. I could have less or could have more XRP, but the percentages are still the same. So holding 100 XRP for $1,000, that'd be $100,000. And I'll be holding 100 XRP forever. And then that leaves me with 8,250 shares remaining. So then the next take profit level 2 would be 10%. Take profit 3, 15%, 35%, 25%, 15%. So first take profit, initial investment. Second take profit will be 10% at $7. So that $7 times 825 shares equals $5,775. Take profit 3, 15% at $11. So that's 1,237.5 shares equals 13,612. Take profit 4 will be at 35% at $19. So that's 2,887.5 shares for a total of 54,862.5. Take profit 5 will be $26, 25%. That'll be 2,062.5 shares. That'll be a total of $53,625. And then take profit 6, 15% at $35. That'll be 1,237.5 shares for 43,312.5. So that is a total minus my initial investment. So that essentially would be a gain of $321,000. Sorry, $321,187 $1.50 plus the XRP, the 100 XRP that I was going to be holding for forever. And that's the idea of holding XRP forever, is that, eventually you'll be able to buy things with XRP. Eventually, like imagine Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was $1 or $5 or $10. Imagine if you just bought 100 Bitcoin and held it for forever, right? And then eventually, Bitcoin's now at $100,000. If you had 100 Bitcoin at $100,000, how much? It doesn't take very much, right? 10 Bitcoin equals so that's 10 million. 10 Bitcoin equals $1 million. So essentially, you'd have $10 million. And, there's places where you can go spend your Bitcoin directly on different commerce websites or whatever, right? So you could basically hold that. And if you're like me and you think that the whole financial system is going to be flipped upside down and a lot of the value in the world is going to go into blockchain and crypto, then eventually you'll be able to pay for things with your crypto, right? So if you just hold it forever, it's not that, you'll never use it or anything like that. It's just, you probably want to hold some a forever bag, like a long-term, short-term, medium-term, and a forever bag, in my opinion. So I'll be holding, like I said, about 100. So what is that? 1%. So 10,000 times 0.01 equals 100 shares or 100 XRP. So again, I could have less, I could have more than 10,000 XRP, but essentially 1% of what I hold is going to be held forever. That's the idea there. So, and then those are my take profit levels, and I'm going to be sticking to this plan. And then, like I said, if I end up taking profit at my take profit number 6, then I'm probably going to take that money and rotate it into other investments. My plan all along has been to take a lot of profit out of crypto and roll it into other assets that are beaten down, like MJ, for example, cannabis stocks. So, like I said, if I end up selling and then price, there was a note here, I might rebuy if we get back to my take profit 1. So that'll probably be what I would need to see to start to redeploy capital back into it at that point. But if we run up to $35 and then we crash all the way back down to $4, that's about an 88% correction, right? And there's definitely going to be more 70, 80% corrections in crypto. But from current levels to, let's say, $35, you're looking at about a 60x, right? So you'd go up about 6,000% and then correct, 70, 80% would not be completely, unheard of, right? And actually, we should almost expect it. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to smash like. Let me know your take profit levels for XRP. Do you hold it in a longer term account? There's different types of accounts as well, like I Trust Capital, where you have tax-free crypto, things like that. I'm Canadian. I don't know if I'm able to, I don't think I'm able to take advantage of that. But there's different ways to do that. So you can look into that. And like I said, once I get an ETF, an XRP ETF here in Canada, I'll be saving my TFSA contribution room for 2025 for that. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get an ETF at some point in 2025 or at the latest 2026. So I'll definitely be saving my contribution room for that. All right, going into there. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Pow Group. Have a great one, and we'll see you on the next video.